Hey guys, it's me Shane. I'm here to give you another Digimon Adventure 2020 episode review and recap. Today's episode is episode 25, Dive into the Next Ocean. I got my notes here. This was a good episode, so I'm going to try to get through it. Hopefully, we won't go too long. So, we had a nice little recap from episode 3 all the way up until now. They didn't show the Omnimon stuff in the beginning, but they did show when Taichi and Sora first showed up all the way up until the fight they had with DoneDevimon last episode. And very well done, by the way. The intro, I know, has had some extra sound effects in it, which were really, really good. And of course, we're showing the lovely chosen Digimon. And as Yamato explained, even while Taichi and Agumon get up, they did not have time to even breathe because the ground was rumbling. Eldoradimon, the Digimon they've been on top of this whole time fighting, he's in some water, but even the ground below him is shifting. So they're starting to sink down. Excuse me. And we go back to the real world. We see aircraft carriers. We see the aircraft carrier boats, and they're sending plane after plane. They're doing Tango, Echo, India, all this other stuff. And in English, we see this in English, a White House uh, emergency meeting on the TV, all in English. And they make the point of saying that this might be a terrorist attack because an American-owned tanker is going to crash into the Strait of Hormuz. Hormuz, if you didn't know, is in Iran, near Iran, or in Iran. It's Iranian territory. And one of the best things I love that they did was make note that there is real life conflict between Iran and America. They say America, but the sub says U.S. And Joe actually makes mention of that. It's very nice to see how how Japan teaches about foreign policy to their children. Because remember, these are still children, and Joe may be a little bit older, but they still teach it to them. And it's actually really funny because Joe corrects Mimi because she mistakes a P for an A. Again, learning English, and they're describing the AIS system, and Koshiro explains that that's the system on boats to identify where they are. Well, every tanker and boat that's in the Strait of Hormuz it's not picking up and recognizing where it is, and they're going to end up crashing. Give me a hydration second. And they're going to crash. So, this conflict can result in a war. Obviously, that's not what they want. So, Koshiro is going to try to figure out what is going on. Back in the digital world, they're falling from the sky, and they realize now that the cloud continent was actually in the air. The ground and water and everything else they were walking on and swimming on was in the sky. Pretty cool. But Patamon tries to fly, and Yamato has to catch Patamon as he's trying to get to Takaru. He's saying, gotta be careful. We're literally falling. So, and Taichi casually mentions he doesn't remember anything that happened after DoneDevimon had ate. Well, they call him Devimon, but after Devimon had ate him. And he's saying, I assume we won, right? And Yamato's saying, yeah, we won. Even I can't explain what happened because he can't explain that whole Agumon shifting into the silhouette of Machine Dramon or shifting into the silhouette of War Greymon once they got the holy power of Patamon, Takaru, and Jamon to, calm the mind of the enraged Metal Greymon. So, our heroes are falling. Eldoradimon is roaring. The other Digimon is saying he's trying to say something, which just sounds like roar to the rest of us humans. And back to the real world we go, where the ultimate Digimon of Koshiro and others, they find the problem. And the problem is millions and millions of Zorumon. I said that right? Yep, sorry, Zurumon. And Zurumon is an in-training form Digimon. It by itself it wouldn't cause issues, but remember, in-training forms of Algoromon and the rookie forms of Algoromon cause them a lot of trouble. This is a larger scale. They actually have not handled this many Digimon because they are covering a massive wide area of that early digital gate that leads deep into the digital world and leads to the real world and all of its data. So they're gonna have to figure out something. And as they try to discuss this, Hikari just happens to walk up. Methinks more is to this, but we'll find out. So Taichi mentions that they see a sea of clouds as they're falling, and it's certainly not a sea of clouds. What we get, ladies and gentlemen, is Mamimon and the chunky boy, Big Mamimon. A little background on Mamimon and Big Mamimon. Mamimon, just like there are tons of Greymons and quite a bit of Garurumons, Mamimon was one of the first Digimon that showed up, not just within the card game, but within the digital pets. And there's tons of Mamimons. There's the big one I showed you. There's Metal Mamimon that turns into one of my favorite Digimon, Crest Garurumon. But Metal Mamimon was also one of the first Digimon, actually. So, Metal, Bancho Mamimon, King Mamimon, tons of Mamimon. Anyhow, for that little tidbit, these things are, the Mamimon, are all rushing onto the back of Eldoradimon. Remember, Eldoradimon is basically a massive city. It's this large city, movable city Digimon. And in unison, they all lift their hands and they all punch down, causing a massive explosion on this large Digimon. And actually, to the point, the big Mamimon are, moving their hands forward, leading the Mamimon into attacking him. But at the same time, our chosen children are falling on top of debris, keeping their backs to it, and they attack them. And Yamato makes the point of saying they're just attacking anything, whether it's friend or foe, it does not matter. And it is unfortunate because Agumon and Gabumon are exhausted. They've been fighting for the last 3 to 4 episodes. So, yeah, they're in some trouble. But up from the sky, literally, it was several birds. It was the three Pac-Mon, and on their backs were Spidermon, Falcomon, and of course our lovely hero Leomon. And they catch the kids. Leomon catches Taichi, Falcomon catches Yamato and Gabumon, and Patamon and Takaru are caught by Spidermon. And Leomon's trying to figure out what was going on. He said he didn't. When they mentioned that was Eldoradimon that was falling, he said, "I heard rumor that Eldoradimon was on Cloud Continent, but could never find it. Why was something like that working with Devimon housing his tower?" And Patamon goes into saying, Eldoradimon is a Mega Digimon that's ancient. Ancient, ancient, ancient. And while I was on the Cloud Continent, the miasma that built up while I was sitting there severely weakened it. Devimon took advantage of the situation, built his tower on top, and, put him under his subjugation. Because we've seen a lot of Digimon work with Devimon. It's just like Minotaurmon had betrayed Leomon. Well, they thought this was the same situation, but it was not. And in fact, Eldoradimon, like I said, is asking them for help. And of course, we get a meeting for the first time with Leomon and Patamon because they never met. He's wondering who's this Digimon, and they politely inform him that this is indeed the Holy Digimon. So now Patamon and Takaru are saying they really, really, really need to help out Eldoradimon. And you know what? Tai is following with the goggles you see in the picture. He has the goggles around his neck. He pulls them on up. He says, "You know what? We're going to help him out." And of course, Yamato agrees in Yamato way. And everyone's going to say, "All right, we're going to save this guy." Taichi says he has a plan, and his plan will be explained once we get back from seeing what's going on in the real world. Hikari is asking Sora, "So what's going on?" And Sora says, "It would take a lot for me to explain it to you, and I really don't know how to explain it to you." And Koshiro saying, "I will solve this puzzle. I will solve this problem." He's doing the swordfish thing. Hope everyone understood that reference. So, as we go back to the digital world, Taichi and Yamato hand off Agumon and Gabumon to Spidermon, who is, taking, I don't say taking care, but he's the one that Patamon and Takaru's riding with on top of their Pacmon. So they're making sure everyone who can't fight or shouldn't fight stays together. And Taichi says, "Okay, the plan is we need to level him out because Yamato so brilliantly pointed out they hit the water that's rapidly approaching them. They're all going to be blown to smithereens." And so they dive bomb straight down. Leomon does his joking, aka Fist of the Beast King, hits Eldoradimon in the head, which then makes he's falling down this way, folks, and then he just starts to finally level out that way. And unfortunately, as they're trying to land, they're getting attacked by these Mamimon. And Spidermon and Patamon, we finally see Patamon do the boom bubble. Doesn't say boom bubble, but he finally does the boom bubble. And they're attacking Mamimon that are coming their way, as well as trying to make a way for our gang to get down there. And once they do, they are being bombarded by these bomb Digimon. It is ridiculous. And actually, in fact, Taichi did mention he was slightly impressed that the big Mamimon were kind of moving like balloons despite their large size. Anyway, we get a nice scene of Leomon fighting with these kooky Digimon using his ability to, I don't know, just be badass. That's what Leomon does. Uh, he ends up punching and kicking some of the Mamimon into each other, and they just go off in a widespread explosion. It was pretty interesting. I'm kind of miffed on how Mamimon are kind of portrayed as mindless bombs, but it's fine. Every Digimon in different seasons have different ways that they're portrayed, and I'm okay with this. So, Taichi, carefully apologizes to Elder Rodimon, saying, "I know you're in a lot of pain. We're gonna help you out, and we're gonna fix all this." And the big Mamimon are just these big boys. I gotta show you another picture of these guys. These big boys here, they're picking up. There's hundreds of all these Digimon, mind you. Remember, they cover El Doradimon, and they're just throwing the Mamimon at them. And we get the moment as the water's getting closer, they're getting surrounded, the music swells, and suddenly Agumon, Gabumon, they're calling for their partners, and through their exhaustion, they digivolve into their champion forms, Greymon and Garurumon. And we get the full Digivolution sequence for these guys. That whole 3D that looks beautiful and amazing. Agumon gets his. Gabumon gets a slightly longer one because we get to see Gabumon's baby in training all the way up to Garurumon. And at this point, they're attacking, trying to keep their partner safe. And Taichi says, "Hey, our plan is to get these Mamimon to fall and land on top of Eldoradimon to cushion Eldoradimon once he hits the water. Because Eldoradimon does get a moment where a Mamimon hits him in the head and his head goes up and he starts to slow them, but it wasn't enough. So their plan now, hit these big balloons on the bottom of them, and hopefully it'll help them slow. And yeah, Mega Flames and Foxfires all around. Do want to point out, someone did mention something on a Facebook group saying that Metal Greymon doesn't really talk so much. And I believe Greymon period doesn't talk too much. He'll say Ty's name and he'll say his attack, but he's not a chatty Cathy like our friendly werewolf. Just a little side note. And which is it's all right. Yeah, we're almost done here, folks. Which one of the most interesting thing was how Taichi remembered back to when he was saying how the Mamimon reminded him of balloons. So this plan is hopefully foolproof. Even Leomon gets into it as he's punching them, and these big Mamimon are hilarious. Like they're leaning on one leg like Mario on a ledge, and they're getting hit, and they're rightfully sticking to it. And as Eldorado starts to skid on the water, these poor Digimon are popping like balloons, just one after another. They don't look like they're in pain, but I like these Digimon. Like I do like these Digimon. So to see them just burst like literal balloons, it's kind of like a wow. But that's Digimon for you, right? And now they're safe and sound. Eldoradomon's on the water. Everyone has de-digivolved. Gabumon's sitting, Agumon's on the ground, and of course Taichi's on the ground with his Digimon. And it's just one of the best and cutest moments in this series so far is where both Agumon and Gabumon say, "I'm really, really hungry." Taichi and Yamato both high five without even looking at each other. It was such a Goku and Vegeta moment with the whole thumbs up. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. But back in the real world, we still see Hikari, looking over the group as Koshiro is typing away on that laptop and trying to figure out how to solve this. And that is where the episode ends. For Encyclopedia, we got Alter Kabuterimon, red, of course. Koshiro made mention that this Digimon has a more muscular form, but because he's so big, it's not that hard to ride on. It's actually kind of soft and cushiony. And he wants to put, make sure I read this, he wants to put a table mount on Alter Kabuterimon. That's kind of crazy. But next week, we're going to have Zudamon as our Encyclopedia Digimon. And it looks like we're actually going in the ocean, folks. We're going to see Ibidramon, a lobster-like Digimon, and we're going to see one of my favorite Digimon, Mega Seadramon, which I think in Japanese he is called Waru Seadramon. I love the Seadramon line. Metal Seadramon is one of my favorites, but yeah, amazing. Um, so I have to rate this, and I'm kind of surprised that we're almost at 16 minutes, and I just want to make sure I covered everything. Yeah, I covered everything. So, rating this episode. So I won't give it a 5 like the last one, because the last one was just, the art in this one was good, like up to the series standard. Didn't have a drop. It was a series standard. I would give it a 4 for that. This is an episode, and I had a friend tell me that because of my videos, he was giving Digimon a try. It doesn't really click with him, but he at least gave it a try. And this is actually an episode that I would show to someone. Yeah, they just finished fighting the boss. Yeah, the children have met their partners, and their partners are actually digivolved in another part of the digital world, and we have these characters reuniting. But this was a nice episode. It was really nice to see how Leomon is playing a longer part. We're seeing more of him. It's not just fighting Devimon, getting mind controlled by Devimon, and then we don't see him until the series is almost over, where he turns into Saber Leomon. Oh, I was wrong in one of my videos. I said there was only 7 Mega Digimon. Correction, there are 8. Saber Leomon does die, though. And that's the running joke. Leomon dies in all the series that he's shown up in. Most famously, he dies really hard in Digimon Tamers, aka Digimon Season 3. Like, he gets really killed. But it's nice to see him show up. The interaction between children and Digimon, whether it's their own chosen partner, well, it's whether their own partners or whether someone else's. I really like it. I really do. The fact that the real world is brought up, and they point out the real world frustrations and the real world tensions that can cause a war. Stakes are high in Digimon, and it's quite interesting that even though they solve one huge problem in Devimon and in DoneDevimon, who was corrupted by the confusion of the data in the real world, we still have the issue of things are going to get bad if they cannot get solved. And I like that Coach Rose getting some time to shine, and I surely hope that we get to see something really cool when he solves this. Hopefully, now the thing I brought up about Hikari, I suspect that sooner than later we are going to see something about Gatomon. Hikari is going to end up talking to Sora and saying, "Hey, I saw what was going on with my brother, and everything was going on with you guys. I have a strong feeling because we did see Gatomon in the opening with the angel feathers, and she did hold an angel feather in order to help her brother and Yamato, along with Takaru. They both helped them get to Omnimon when they fought Nidhoggmon. So I got a feeling that she's not there on accident. It's not just a coincidence. Man, Taichi and Yamato have been in the digital world for a long time now. Sure hope they don't get in too much trouble with their parents when they get back. If they get back. Oof. But yeah, guys, this is a really good episode. If you know someone who's never seen Digimon, show them episode 25, and when they say, well, how the heck you got there, that's how you get them, and you play it from episode 1 all the way down. Really good episode. Everything doesn't need to be a knock out of the park, but I can appreciate when we have plot integrity, we have artistic integrity, we have good dialogue, music stays on point. So very much a 4 out of 5. I would even give it a 4.5 out of 5. So tell me what you guys think. Did you really like this episode? Are you excited to see like what the heck is going to happen next with Taichi and Yamato? Like what? How are they going to get home? How is Koshiro going to solve this Zuromon problem? Because it looks like they're giving in training Digimon more time to say, "Hey, we're dangerous too if you get too many of us." Again, guys, tell me what you think. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Really, really do appreciate it. I appreciate you all taking the time to watch these videos. Please remember that you can also share the video, hit the notification bell. If I haven't said it, I'm just going to say it again. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you're expecting. Is there any Digimon you haven't seen yet that you're excited to see? I hope we do see Metal Mamimon, but I hope he speaks. Even though it looks like Cyborg Digimon barely speak, if at all. Anyway, guys, thank you once again. Please be good, be blessed. Wash your hands, wear a mask. Black Lives Matter. I probably won't see you, but I might make a Thanksgiving video. So if I don't see you, happy Thanksgiving. I know this is a difficult time of year for some people regularly. And just the fact that we have this global situation going on, a lot of people can't meet up. But you know what? As long as you have people in your heart, even if you can just Zoom with them or just have a phone call with them, let them know that you love them. Let them know that you're thankful to have them. I promise everything will be all right, guys. We'll get through this together. So, like I said, Black Lives Matter. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Turkey Day. Happy Native American Heritage Day. That's the day afterwards. And I will definitely, definitely see you next time.